Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Seasonal Outlook for January to April 2022. Shown here are the temperature and precipitation trends for the last 30 days. We have the temperature departure from average on the left, and we can see that temperatures were above normal for Idaho and Utah during the month of December, but we had some pockets of below normal over Nevada with those frequent winter storms moving through. Percent of average precipitation was also above normal for much of the region, especially Nevada, and in particular western and central Nevada had some really good storms come through with those atmospheric river events, and portions of central and western Utah also saw pretty good snow amounts. Idaho was a bit of a mixed bag with some areas coming in below normal. We still have this donut hole here in the east central Idaho mountains where the precipitation was below normal. So we'll want to be watching that. Precipitation since the beginning of the water year, that was October 1st, is shown here again above average over Nevada, especially western Nevada. Some above average areas in western Utah and southeast Idaho. Not a bad start to the water year for sure. We did have a dry November, but December was really good, so hoping to keep up that trend. Snowpack is shown here. We're actually sitting at average or above average for most of the area. Again, especially western Nevada is over 200% of normal right now. Idaho, the values in Idaho are around average or slightly above. And Utah snowpack is pretty healthy right now too. Soil moistures are near average for most of the region. We have some above normal average there in western Nevada. And the drought has improved over the last month with the snow that we've seen and the precipitation. So the exceptional drought has really decreased across Utah, and there's only a pocket left in south central Nevada, and then some trying to squeeze into the east central Idaho mountains here. But for the most part, extreme drought in Utah, Nevada, and then the moderate and severe drought elsewhere across the region. So 1 month isn't going to dramatically change our drought conditions, but it's a step in the right direction. The seasonal outlook is calling for improvement of the drought continuing over Idaho and northern Utah, but the drought conditions are expected to persist or intensify over Nevada, southwest Idaho, and central and southern Utah through the remaining winter months. Okay, so what does it mean for fire? Well, first let's talk about El Nino La Nina. Right now we're still in a La Nina situation. This is the forecast out for the next few months and into the summer season. We're currently in a La Nina, but that is expected to weaken over the springtime, and we should be back towards ENSO neutral by the summer. So what that generally means is a more active storm track across the northwest U.S. And that's partly why we're seeing those above normal precipitation chances over Idaho. Okay, so let's take a look at the short-term forecast first. January 8th through the 14th, this is the 8 to 14 day outlook. Putting temperatures near normal across the west and above normal further east, and below normal chances for precipitation as we get into the second half of January. It does look like we'll see some more storms coming in the first half of the month, but maybe we'll dry out for the second half of January. Hopefully that's temporary. The more extended outlook from the Predictive Services meteorologists here is showing cooler periods in January, cooler and wetter periods in January across the Great Basin, higher confidence over Idaho with that La Nina signal up there. But we could see storms dipping further south into the Great Basin through the month of January, especially the first half. More of the same expected for February, so hopefully we'll continue to see cooler and wet storms tracking through the Great Basin. And then as we get into the spring, of course the confidence decreases, but we should expect to see more dryness returning to the southern half of the Great Basin, with possibly warmer temperatures there as well. The CPC's 1 month outlook for January is calling for, again, that above normal precipitation trend across the Pacific Northwest and Idaho dipping into northern Utah. Temperatures will be near normal during that period. And then February through April, more of the same, but the precipitation and cooler temperatures the area is a little bit smaller there in the Pacific Northwest and doesn't encompass quite as much of the Great Basin, and we begin to see that warmer, drier signal creeping back into southern and central Utah. So for our outlook, of course, we are still in the middle of winter here. January through April, we're expecting normal fire potential, which is quite low for those months. By the time we get to April, we're going to be beginning our green up, and so we expect fire danger to remain low during that time. And this concludes the January seasonal outlook. Please let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.